Well, the last couple of weeks leading up to and through Thanksgiving really were not exactly what I was hoping for, but at least we got a couple of good days in. Hi everyone, as always, hope everybody's doing well. So when I left off on my last video, we were going to go into Thanksgiving and I was going to give you an update after I got my scans and see where everything's gone. The easiest way to describe this is it's been one hell of a roller coaster. So let's begin with the scans. So I did go in and got my scans back and got the results. And unfortunately, the Yondelis is not working. A couple of tumors shrunk or stayed stable. Most, unfortunately, started growing in the liver, in the lungs. So things were growing. So clearly the Yondelis wasn't going to work for me, and it really was giving me some bizarre side effects. Again, constant swelling, which I'm still dealing with, no taste, and just major fatigue, which again was compounded by the fatigue from the radiation that I had finished back on the 12th. But in any case, we knew that wasn't going to work. So we headed into Thanksgiving, and I was, again, very much looking forward to this Thanksgiving. My siblings all came in, some nieces and nephews came over, and started out that it was going to be a good time. So families started arriving. I had my sister, her husband, and one of my nieces staying here with us. We were gathering food and all that kind of stuff, and doing okay up until Thanksgiving morning. And Thanksgiving morning, for some reason, I spiked quite a high fever and just wasn't feeling very good. But the good news was, after taking some Tylenol or whatever it was, the fever broke, and was able to break in time for dinner. After having all the family here cooking all day and stuff, it was nice to be able to sit down and have a meal. I really couldn't taste all that much because of the taste bud issue, but it was, the things I could taste were amazing, and it was just, more important to be with the family. And so we were able to get some fun time in and spend a good time laughing and joking and having a good holiday. So but a little bit after dinner, I went and laid down and started feeling warm, and unfortunately spiked a fever again, and it was quite high. High for cancer patients, let's say. I think it was 101.7. We tried different medications. It kind of fluctuated up and down throughout the evening, but around, I think it was 9 or 10 o'clock, we called the chemo-oncologist on call, and the on-call doctor said, you probably should go in. We want to make sure you don't have neutropenia. So went into the ER, spent many hours, of course, getting blood tests and everything. And luckily the blood test came fine. I wasn't neutropenic. No explanation really for the fever, but they were able to bring it down enough for me to come back home. So it was probably around 2 a.m. when we got back home on Thanksgiving. Well, the day after Thanksgiving. So the day after, that was Friday. Pretty good. Not many issues. There was a low grade fever at times, but nothing bad. And then we had everybody over again. We did a gift exchange because we all just switched names for Christmas. So since we were all together and we wouldn't be at Christmas, we did our gift exchange, and that was amazing. And strangely enough, my brother got me, he said, don't laugh when you open it, but it was something, it's actually amazing. It's a pregnancy pillow. However, now they call them full body pillows, but it is amazing. If you're going through this kind of stuff, if you have leg pains or whatever, it's an incredible pillow to have. Highly recommend it. It's an amazing gift. But in any case, got through Friday night, no problem. But I did spike a fever during the night. Lots of night sweats. I think I had to change my t-shirt like 3 or 4 times just because of the fever breaking. And it wasn't very pleasant. But we had one more day, Saturday, with family. One of the family members left, the one that was staying with us. They left early in the morning. But the rest of the family was coming over for dinner. And again, feeling pretty good most of the day. We was able to joke around again. We did a lot of fun stuff. But we were supposed to just order pizza and have a nice pizza dinner. But by the time dinner came around, again, wasn't feeling well. Started spiking fevers again. And by around 8 o'clock, I think my fever was 102.7. So back to the ER. And that started a long dose of being not only in the ER, they were checking for embolisms and all that kind of stuff. Again, no neutropenia, nothing like that was going on, just a completely unexplained fever that nobody could explain, but it wasn't really going away. So they admitted me, and I was in the hospital for 5 days. So 5 days of trying to figure out what this fever was. They had me on antibiotics. They thought possibly it could be a mild pneumonia or something, but antibiotics weren't doing anything. So it clearly wasn't anything bacterial. They brought in infectious disease, and they couldn't find anything. So what they finally determined or think, we still don't know, is that it's tumor fevers, which apparently is common, especially if you have liver metastasis, which I do. And so I had, they started treating me with steroids for that, which explains the moon face going on again. But once they put me on steroids, the fevers seemed to break. However, my pulse ox had dropped quite a bit. So even at resting, I wasn't getting enough oxygen into my lungs. So I've been on oxygen, or was on oxygen, for quite a while. As a matter of fact, they sent me home. When they did send me home on Wednesday, they sent me home with home oxygen. And I was under the impression that I was going to have to be on oxygen for a very long time. I am very happy to report that I haven't been on oxygen for 2 days. I bought a pulse oximeter. I've been checking my oxygen levels. I have actually been fine. Today, it usually was going down with exertion. Today, I got up, I took a shower, I was doing some cleaning in the kitchen and some stuff. And yes, I'm winded and weak, but I checked my pulse ox after that, and it was still up at 98, 99. So even after exertion, things are good. So hoping that I won't need this home oxygen, and that I'm maybe heading back on the mend here, which is the goal. We also are waiting for approval for me to start the new chemo, the chemo pills, the Votrient. Initially was denied last week, but they just needed some more information. Waiting today, this week, to hear that that's going to be approved, and that we'll be able to start on that soon. And again, really hoping that this is the magic pill that will stabilize me, get these tumors stabilized, so that I can start living a hopefully fairly normal-ish life, as normal as it can be these days. Biggest concern right now is, again, I'm still retaining water for some reason, and the only time it seems to want to go away is, of course, at night. So I'm up a lot going to the bathroom at night and having night sweats, but and during the day I seem to be fine. It's just at night. But if that's what it needs to do to get out of me, that's fine. We'll get rid of this stuff and hopefully get that gone before the next treatment starts. And really hopeful that I'm able to tolerate the Votrient to a point where I'm not having a lot of side effects. I know fatigue is a big one. I'm already fatigued, but that seems to be part of the new normal. I'm hoping some of the other side effects that could happen won't, and that I'm able to tolerate this well. So that's where we are now. Again, it's been quite a roller coaster. Just very happy that I'm not on constant oxygen. It seems like I should be. I'm labor breathing, but I'm talking a lot now, so that sort of makes sense. But besides that, actually feeling fairly good. Before I start the new chemo, my taste buds are starting to come back a little bit. Actually had a steak meal last night. We ordered in steak, and I was able to eat the steak and taste it, along with garlic mashed potatoes and a wedge salad, and it was good for me. I know a lot of you don't think I should be eating steak, but you know what? These days I'm going to eat what I want to eat when I want to eat them. So I need protein anyway. I'm low on protein, so it was good to get that in my system, and I enjoyed it. And so it was nice to be able to do that last night, and trying to get as many things I can taste in me before starting the new chemo and losing my taste buds again completely. So that's where we are. I did owe you an update. Not the update again I was hoping to give, was hoping that I would be stable and moving on, but this time, maybe this is the charm. Again, the magic pill that we're going to be taking. So if this doesn't work, I'm also waiting on possibly a clinical trial that's going to be starting up here at my sarcoma center. They've got everything approved. They're just waiting for FDA approval. And when I get more information on it, I will certainly let you know what this trial is, and maybe some of you will be eligible for it also. But if it's something good for me, my sarcoma specialist thinks this might be good for me. And so kind of looking forward to that also, to see if maybe we can stop this thing in its tracks for now. In any case, as always, I wish you all a very good day. And as always, thank you for watching. I much appreciate it. Thank you.